Good April morning. It's April 9th, 2020, and I'm going to do a quick little video in regards to the photo that you see on the screen here. I find it very interesting and some realizations I've come to. But let's just dig right in there. This picture talks about the COVID, or CV, I should say, and it talks about how the media is making black folks the face of it. Then this person who's in this picture was part of a video that recommended taking people from their homes because he used a very logical argument that exposure comes from people who are sick. And so if we take the sick people out of their homes, there's less exposure. EMTs are being given a directive of DNR, or do not resuscitate orders. And if you really put those three elements together, it becomes the perfect eugenics project against African Americans, or black folk. So what would make this so easy? Well, those are the three things right there. The first two are the most important. Splatter our faces all over saying they're more likely to get it. They're the face of it. They're the reason why there's so much of it going around. Mind you, the face was not us. It was said to come out of China and they were the face. Now they're trying to make it us the face in America. Then if you remove people from their homes, you could take any black person you want out of a house and nobody would do anything because all they have to say is, we suspect it. They don't even have to test you. And the best part about it is there's no testing, there's no questioning, and there wouldn't be a body. So you could do the perfect eugenics. What were some of the things they could do? Organ harvesting, science experiment, and just plain murder. Nobody would question it, even with all these patriots all over YouTube claiming, well, they can come try and take us out of our homes. We won't stand for that for Americans, blah, blah, blah. They won't stand for it for their kind of Americans. Conservative, dominant society. I got my guns, you can't come. But they would be more than happy to become the new parking lot patties and barbecue Beckies by saying, oh, this black person looks sick. This black person coughed. There's actually people having the cops called on them, like neighbors, because they heard someone sneezing or coughing in the apartment next to them. So the police have been showing up at people's doors. It hasn't happened to us yet, but if you make us the face of it, then you can easily do that. And so, other things that would contribute to that is whenever Asians have been attacked, it's mostly the dominant society, but they're showing videos of us doing the attacking. So they're only showing videos of black people attacking Asian. They don't show the videos of dominant society or Asian on Asian attacks during this whole CV thing, which further grants people more incentive to, put us on the chopping block. But I also want to go through some things I've been seeing online here. Let's go ahead and click on these things of what people have been saying once it comes out. They're the face of it. Well, I guess this proof they're not following the rules. Might provide some insight as to how they struggle to follow police officers' commands as well. Let's see, what else they have. More blacks commit more crimes. They're in prison. I see more blacks dying from the virus. Another person says, what's going on with blacks? More black children being raised by grandma. More blacks in prison. More blacks got the virus. Dropouts. Another person, FAM, said, good news. Maybe this will finally be the cure that the world has needed for a millennia. Wow. We've existed for millions of years and suddenly we became a problem? That's what I find the most interesting. And so there is an incentive from the dominant society to jump on this bandwagon. And a lot of black people have no idea that people of other cultures, they hate us. They hate that we exist. And black people try to play, let's all get along. We're all in this together. No, these people want us dead and they want to remove us from society. We can prove all the so-called conspiracies that they've done to us. The father of gynecology used to experiment on slave women. This is very well documented. The syphilis testing, where they gave black men, over 400 black men, syphilis, claiming they were curing them of other vaccines and diseases. Black Wall Street, any successful black town in that time in history was burnt to the ground or taken over by dominant society. MLK's death, the government was held accountable for it in the court of law. sterilization programs, drugs and weapons being dropped off in neighborhoods where jobs were removed. This fueled gang banging as well as the war on drugs, which primarily targeted us. And it was an assistant of Tricky Dicky, who sat back and said, yes, we had a war on drugs primarily against African Americans. And then we said, hey, cops are killing us unjustly. And we see police shooting us down. Oops, we got the wrong one. Or, oh, I feared for my life while their hands were behind their head and I'm going to blow their brains out. So this isn't really a high probability of a conspiracy without fact. We have fact that the dominant society has always, by virtue of the government, come out against us. Black people need to be very, very careful accepting this and bringing in that fear into their home. Oh, we're more likely to get it. We're more likely to get it. This gives everybody, dominant society, Asians, Hispanics, Middle Easterners, everybody, ample ammunition to sit back and say, take black people out. Not just take them out of the society, wipe them out because they are a diseased contagion. I find it interesting that the president kept calling this the Wuhan virus, the China virus, but we are becoming the face of it to the point where they will start doing whatever they can to eliminate us. I want black people to be very, very careful of how we proceed. And how we proceed will be based on how much power and respect we give the gatekeepers. We have gatekeepers of our own community fueling this stuff. And I'll do a video on that in the next day or two about being wary of the gatekeepers. But here's some ideas. Gatekeeper number 1, black Christians. Gatekeepers number 2, black men who hate black women. Even though it's actually going to fall on them more than the women and children, the fact that they are gatekeepers of hatred towards the wombs that they come from, not a good sign. Biracials. Biracials are huge gatekeepers. And I'll tell you a reason why. That's a totally different reason why. And the bougies are kind of gatekeepers. And the alphabet, black people who are part of the alphabet mafia, gays, lesbians, trans, they're gatekeepers as well. Because if you look at the mayor of Chicago, she is more lesbian than she is black. She's a huge gatekeeper. So I want black people to be very, very cognizant of what's going on and how this is going to proceed. Because it's going to proceed where they can do science experiments on us, organ harvesting on us, and flat out kill us outright. And it sounds like a conspiracy until you look at the history of how our government and how scientists have treated us over the last 400 years in this country. So this is not a video to scare you or induce fear, but it is something for you all to kind of just pay attention to and be aware of your surroundings and what the media is trying to tell you beyond the fear factor. They're setting up a ploy to come take us out. And we have to be prepared to stand up for ourselves and our families. Okay? And that's what my manifesting series is going to be about. So I've got to go. Y'all have a great, wonderful, beautiful day. Stay powered up. Power up. Get that energy going. Get that vibration going. And I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.